So, hi guys. So, for today's lesson, I will be discussing and I will be teaching you how to solve for the derivatives using the differentiation method. So, last time, inaral na natin yung delta method. So, this is the second method on how to solve the derivatives. So, the first one is the delta method and the second one or yung i-discuss natin ngayon is the differentiation method. So for the delta method, mahaba yung solution natin. Why? Because we have to add delta y or we have to change yung y into y plus delta y and change x with x plus delta x. After that, isusubtract natin yung obtained equation sa given equation. Ipapang subtract natin yung given equation and then after that, we will be dividing both sides by the delta x, and lastly, we will simplify, and then that will be the derivative. So now, tignan natin kung paano naman kapag gagamitin natin yung differentiation method. So we have the differentiation rules for algebraic functions. Before that, let us discuss first, or I'll be giving you example muna kung paano tayo nagde-derive or kung paano natin kinukuha yung derivative using the delta method. So given that the equation or the function is y equals x, yung function natin is y equals x, the first thing we have to do is to change y with y plus delta y. Gagawin natin y plus delta y. And yung x, gagawin natin x plus delta x. So this is now the obtained equation. Ito na yung bago nating equation. So after this, isusubtract natin tong bago nating equation ng yung dati nating equation which is y equals x. So magiging y plus delta y and then isubtract natin yung y minus y equals x plus delta x minus x. So ito yung dati nating equation, y equals x. And then since isusubtract natin, we use the symbol for subtraction. And then after that, i-simplify lang natin. So makakancel itong y and then negative y and then x and then negative x. So matitira na lang is delta y equals delta x. After this, we will be dividing both sides by delta x. So dividing both sides by delta x, so delta x over delta x is equal to 1. Therefore, the derivative is equal to 1. So kung ganito lang naman yung function natin, madali lang siya. Pero how if the function is more complicated? So mas mahaba yung magiging solution natin. So this time, for the differentiation method, I will be teaching you kung paano natin mas masosolve yung derivative or mas makukuha yung derivative in an easier way. So we have different rules. The first one is the constant rule. If c is any constant and y is equal to f of x and is equal to c, again, yung c natin is constant. So it could be a number or any variable which is constant. For all x, then dy over dx is equal to d over dx c, or the derivative of c is equal to f prime of x is equal to 0. So, ang sinasabi dito sa constant rule, if the function is constant lang naman, then the derivative is equal to 0. So, how is this? So, for example, we have y equals 7. If we will be solving for its derivative, the derivative of 7 or the constant 7, y prime, is equal to 0. Yan na yung derivative natin. So, kung titingnan natin, wala naman kasi tayong ano rito. Wala tayong delta x o wala tayong x dito. So, if we will be using the delta method, mag-add tayo ng y plus delta y pero wala tayong i-add na x plus delta x. And then we will be subtracting both sides or simply ganito, y plus delta y equals 7. So wala tayong mai-add na delta x. After this, we will be subtracting both sides by the given equation, y plus delta y minus y equals 7 minus 7. So matitira na lang dyan is delta y equals 0. Divide both sides by delta x then the derivative is, so we have dy over dx is equal to 0. Instead of giving this whole solution, we can simply use the constant rule na kapag ang function natin is a constant, then the derivative of that constant is equal to 0. So next is the power rule. If y is equal to x raised to n is a power function of some positive integer n, then d over dx is of x raised to n is equal to n x raised to n minus 1. As you can see, for the power rule, yung exponent natin, ang given function dito is y is equal to x raised to n. Kung makikita ninyo, the derivative will be, yung exponent natin ay bababa. Kaya magiging n raised to x. And then, after that, yung exponent natin ay maminusan natin ng 1. Kaya magiging nx raised to n minus 1. So, I'll be giving you examples. Example number 1. So, let's have, since I already gave you yung unang example kanina, yung y is equal to x, so yun na rin yung gamitin natin. Y is equal to x. So, ang given function natin is y is equal to x, and then let's solve for its derivative using the power rule. So, ano ba yung exponent ng x? So, we know na kapag x lang yan, we have an exponent 1. So, the derivative of that is 1, y prime equals, bababa yung 1, and then we have x, kopyahin yung variable, and then since the exponent is 1, ilagay na natin dyan, and then mag-minus tayo ng 1. So, magiging 1x raised to 1 minus 1. So now, y prime is equal to, since 1x, we can write that as x lang din naman. So we have x raised to 0. We should know that a zero exponent means 1. Zero exponent yung tawag dito. At kapag ang variable or any number is raised to 0, then that is equal to 1. Zero exponent. So don't forget yung loss of exponent natin kasi that is very useful. Therefore, y prime is equal to 1. Let's have another example para mas madaling intindihan. Y is equal to x cubed. Y is equal to x cubed. So y prime, to solve for the derivative, ibaba mo yung 3, magiging 3x and then 3 minus 1. So therefore, the derivative of this is y prime equals 3x. 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So, the derivative is y prime equals 3x squared. So, kung gusto nyo i-prove yan, you have to use the delta method. I-try nyo gawin. Next is the identity function rule. So, ito na yung pangatlong rule. The first rule is the constant rule. The second rule is the power rule. For the identity function rule, ito na yung sa kanina, y is equal to x. Always remember that the derivative of x is equal to 1. So we already proved it using this one. Ito yung solution natin kanina. Ito na yung proof that y is equal to x is equal to 1. So yan yung identity function rule natin. That the derivative of x is equal to 1. So don't forget that. So next is the constant multiple rule. So the constant multiple rule, para lang din siyang power rule. Siyempre, connected yung mga yan. So, for example, sabi dito, if c is a constant and f of x is a differentiable function, then the derivative of c f of x, so we have the constant, is equal to c multiplied by the derivative of the function. Simply, for example, we have y is equal to 3x squared. So the derivative of this is y equals 3 multiplied by, bababa yung 2. So remember that that is the power rule, bababa yung 2. And then, for the variable and the exponent of the variable, we will be subtracting it by 1. So we have 3 multiplied by 2 times x raised to 2 minus 1. So therefore, the derivative of this is equal to 3 multiplied by 2 is equal to 6. And then x, and then 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Or simply, kahit hindi na natin ilagay yan. So, therefore, the derivative of 3x squared is equal to 6x. Again, kung gusto nyo i-prove to, kung gusto nyo tignan kung tama ba yung sagot natin na to, you can use the delta method. Well, let's have another example. Y is equal to negative 5 x raised to the 5th power. So y prime is equal to, kopyahin yung negative 5, and then ibaba yung 5 na exponent. So we have this, and then kopyahin yung x, and then the exponent minus 1. So therefore, y prime is equal to negative 5 multiplied by 5 is equal to negative 25, and then x raised to the 4th power. So 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. Therefore, this is now the derivative of the given function. Nasusundan pa ba? Okay, let's proceed. Sum and difference rule. Actually, from that 4 rules, madali na lang natin masusundan tong mga susunod. Sum and difference rule, if f of x and g of x are differentiable functions, then the derivative of f of x plus g of x is equal to the derivative of f of x plus or minus the derivative of g of x. Or simply, actually kasi sa mga definition parang mahirap, pero when we are solving for it, madali lang siya. Example niyan is y equals 3x squared plus 7 plus 7. So y prime is equal to, ito yung tinatawag natin na sum. This is for the sum rule. Kasi we have two functions. We have 3x squared and then we have 7. So we will be solving for the derivative of 3x squared, and then we will be adding the derivative of 7. So for the 3x squared, so we have 3 multiplied by 2, and then we have x, and then 2 minus 1. And then plus, what is the derivative of 7? That is a constant, therefore this is equal to 0. Remember that the derivative of a constant is equal to 0. That is the first rule. So now, y prime. So 3 multiplied by 2 is equal to 6. And then, kopyahin si x. And then 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, the derivative of 3x squared plus 7 is equal to 6x. Okay, let's proceed. Another example. Y is equal to 7x raised to the 4th power minus 3x cubed. So to solve for the derivative of this, we have to solve for the derivative of the first function, which is 7x raised to the 4th power, and then we have to subtract that derivative from the derivative of 3x cubed. So we have y prime is equal to 7 times 4 x raised to 4 minus 1 minus 3 multiplied by 3 x raised to 3 minus 1. So now we have y prime equals 7 multiplied by 4 is equal to 28, and then kopyahin si x, and then 4 minus 1 is equal to 3, kaya magiging 28x cubed minus 3 multiplied by 3 is equal to 9, and then x, and then 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. Therefore, the derivative of 7x raised to the 4th power minus 3x cubed is equal to 28x cubed minus 9x squared. So next rule is the product rule. So if f of x and g of x are both differentiable functions, then the derivative of f of x multiplied by g of x is equal to f of x multiplied by the derivative of g of x plus g of x multiplied by the derivative of f of x. I'll be explaining this ng ganito. So for example, we have y equals x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 3. So kapag ganito lang naman, we can simply multiply the quantity x plus 1 with the quantity x minus 3. So ang mangyayari lang dyan, ipag-multiply mo lang yan using the FOIL method. So this is x squared, and then minus 2x, and then minus 3. After you multiply it, kuhanin mo na yung derivative niya. So we have y prime is equal to 2x minus 2. Ito na yung derivative niya. Pero how if ganito siya? Y equals x plus 7 raised to the third power, o instead of expanding this, mas madali na lang na isolve natin yung derivative using the product rule. Example, we have this. Y is equal to the quantity x plus 7 cube multiplied by the quantity x plus 1. So y prime equals, so from the product rule, kopyahin nyo muna si f of x or yung nauunang minumultiply. So we have x plus 7 cube, and then solve for the derivative of ito. So we have d over dx x plus 1 plus, kopyahin yung second, we have x plus 1 multiplied by the derivative of x plus 7 cube. So now, to solve for the derivative of this, of course, kopyahin nyo lang muna tong x plus 7 cube y kasi wala ka namang dapat gawin dyan. And then the derivative of x plus 1 is equal to 1. Paano? So the derivative of x is equal to 1. Naaral na natin kanina yan. And the derivative of a constant is equal to 0. Kaya naging ganyan. Plus the quantity x plus 1. And then the derivative of x plus 7 raised to the third power. So paanong gagawin natin dyan? Of course, we have to multiply x plus 7 to itself 3 times. So we have x plus 7 para mas mabilis natin makuha yung derivative niya. Okay. So this is equal to 49. This is equal to 7x, another 7x, and x squared. So therefore, we have x squared plus 14x plus 49. And then we multiply this by x plus 7 again. So now, what is 49 multiplied by 7? So that is equal to 343. And then 7 multiplied by 14x is equal to 98. X plus 7x squared, and then 49x, 14x squared, and then x cubed. So lagay na lang natin dito, multiplied by the derivative of x cubed plus 21x squared plus 147x, lagay natin ito, hindi na kasya, plus 343. So now, since this is 1, kopyahin na lang natin to, x plus 7 cube, and then plus x plus 1, and the derivative of this is 3x squared plus 42x plus 143. So now, we can still simplify this. Pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify. We have 3x squared, kopyahin lang natin, plus 42x plus 147 multiplied by x plus 1. So we have 147, 42x, 3x squared, 147x, 42x squared, 3x cubed. So this is equal to 3x cubed plus 45x squared plus 189x plus 147. So now this is the product of 3x squared plus 42x plus 147 and x plus 1. And then we will be adding it with the cube of x plus 7 where inasolve na natin kanina. So we have plus x cube plus 21x squared plus 147x plus 343. After this, we simplify this. So we have 3x cubed and then we have x cubed. So we have 4x cubed. We have 45x squared and 21x squared. This is equal to plus 66x squared plus 189x plus 147x. This is equal to 336x plus 147 plus 343 is equal to 490. So now, ito na yung derivative ng function natin. So yan yung derivative. So instead of using the delta method, it would be easier if we will be using the differentiation rule natin. Now, let's have the quotient rule. For the quotient rule, so we have if f of x and g of x are both differentiable functions at x with g of x is not equal to 0, then the derivative of f of x over g of x is equal to g of x multiplied by the derivative of f of x minus f of x multiplied by the derivative of g of x all over g of x squared. Or simply, ito yung tinatawag nating low di high. Low kasi ito yung nasa baba. And then the derivative of the high, low di high, low multiplied by the derivative of the function na nasa taas, yung high natin. So g of x, derivative of f of x, minus, low di high, minus high di low. Ito yung nasa taas, times the derivative of nung nasa baba. Low di high minus high di low, or low di high, high di low. So for example, y equals x plus 1 x plus 1 all over x cube. So to solve for its derivative, we have y equals low di high. Ano yung nasa baba? Kopyahin natin, x cube multiplied by the derivative of nasa taas, x plus 1 minus high di low. So yung high natin is x plus 1. D means derivative, high d. low. Ang low natin ay yung nasa baba, x cube. All over, square mo lang yung nasa baba. So, x cube squared. So, y prime equals, so we have x cube. The derivative of x plus 1 is equal to 1 minus x plus 1 times the derivative of x cube, which is equal to 3x squared. All over, x cube squared is equal to x raised to the 6th power. Again, kung hindi nyo na masyadong naaalala yung law of exponents ninyo, you have to review that. So, for this term, x cube squared, you will be multiplying 3 with 2, kaya magiging x raised to the 6th power. So, now let's simplify this. X cube multiplied by 1 is equal to x cube minus x plus 1 multiplied by 3x squared. So, we will be using the distributive property. So, 3x squared multiplied by x is equal to 3x cube. So, don't forget the parenthesis kasi magbabago yung meaning kapag wala. 3x cube plus 3x squared all over x raised to the 6th power. So, now, y prime equals x cube minus 3x cube minus 3x squared. Again, since we are subtracting the whole function 3x cube plus 3x squared, magbabago din yung mga signs niya. All over x raised to the 6th power. So now the derivative is equal to x cube minus 3x cube is equal to negative 2x cube minus x squared divided by x raised to the 6th power. Can we simplify this? Of course. Ang gagawin lang natin ay ilalabas natin yung x squared since they both have x squared. So, magiging negative 2x minus 1 divided by x raised to the 6th power. So, makakancel to and then ito, mababawasan ng ng dalawa, magiging 4. So, now, the derivative is equal to negative 2x minus 1 divided by x raised to the 4th power. So, yan na yung derivative nung function natin. Again, instead of using the delta method na mas mahaba pa sana dyan, and especially ano yan, fraction yan, baka mas malito kayo when you are adding or subtracting dissimilar fractions, then we can use the differentiation rule for the quotient na mas madadalian tayo. As long as somehow you should know dapat yung laws of exponents ninyo. From that, what's your most favorite rule? Siyempre yung pinakamadali na. Although, siyempre challenging yung product rule and quotient rule. So, that's it for today's lesson. So, I believe na, and I hope na natutunan nyo yung differentiation rule for the algebraic functions. So, that's it for the video. So, kung hindi nyo masyadong natutunan, make sure na i-back nyo yung video and aralin nyo yung bawat solution. And if you have any questions, just send a message sa group chat. Kasi baka yung tanong ninyo, tanong din ng iba. So, para hindi na pa ulit-ulit yung questions. So, yun lang. By the way, wag kayong mahihiyang magtanong. Goodbye.